You've probably heard a saying that 70% of all communication is portrayed through body language. Think about it. Before someone even opens their mouth, we already start assuming what they're like just from the way they carry themselves. That's why, in this video, you will learn exactly how to portray confident, attractive, and respectable body language. We're gonna cover everything from your feet to the expressions you will face, and we're going to make sure you will have a full understanding of why certain types of body language are good and why certain types are bad. So, starting with feet. You want to make sure that your feet are shoulder length apart with your toes pointing outwards. Why? Well, the rule of thumb when it comes to body language is that closing off your body is associated with nervousness and fear. Hypothetically, if someone was about to hit you, your instinct would be to close off your body to cover your organs and genitals. Open body language, on the other hand, is associated with feeling relaxed, calm, and confident. So, having your feet apart of toes pointing outwards is open, while having them together pointing inwards is closed. Moving on your hand. Do not keep your hands in your pocket. Do not cross them. Do not have one hand holding the arm of the other hand. And if you are a party, do not hold a drink covering your chest. All of these are forms of close body language. So, what should I be doing with my hands and arms instead? It's best to keep your hands at your sides, relaxed. Even if you have a drink, if you have speaking with someone, you can use your hands to emphasize certain points. If you want to ask me to adjust one part of the body that would have the biggest influence on how people perceive you, it would have to be the chest. This is actually the area that people have problem with most. A lot of us have what are called rounded shoulder achieve forward past the necks, largely due to our culture, which is increasingly dependent on computer usage. The ideal way to hold your chest is to have your chest outwards and your shoulders back, like in this image here. For those of you who have postures problem with years of computer usage, there are a lot of exercises out there that will help you strengthen your back and fix your shoulders. Moving your head. You should set straight with your head in line with the rest of your body. Your head should be facing forward. You don't want it tilted down. It seems submissive. You don't want it tilted up too much, as it seems too arrogant. The face is a large part of how people perceive you during interaction. There are two things that you want to focus on. The first is eye contact. Chances are, if you are watching this video, you will not making enough eye contact, especially you are female. Strong eye contact is a huge indicator of confidence. I'm sure you met people who seem totally normal but just could not maintain eye contact. This makes the interaction feel very uncomfortable and they come off as very confident. The magic ratio you want to maintain is 80 to 20. You want to spend 80% of your time during the conversation making eye contact and 20% of the time letting your eyes wander. This is why you seem very confident, very interested in what the other person is saying, but at the same time, you don't come off as creepy. The second thing you want to focus on is your smile. Do not have one of those giant teeth showing smiles plastered on your face 24/7 because while it actually seems nervous, the smile seems forced and fake. Instead, it's best to have subtle grin, like you're having a good day. This projects an aura of happiness, but seems genuine and not forced. Not now. Don't get me wrong; it's perfectly okay to smile with your teeth, but save it to the special occasions. Now that we've covered what good body language looks like, let's talk about how you should move your body. The rule of thumb when it comes to movement is slow, slow, and slow. The slower you move, the more confident you seem. A lot of us have problems with fast, fidgety movements. We like to touch our face or play with our hands, and this just screams, I'm nervous. It makes you look like you're on the edge all the time. The reason we want to stray away from nervous behavior so much is that emotions get transferred. If you are nervous, the people you are interacting with feel uncomfortable as well. They feel as if something is wrong, and this hinders your overall likability. How should we move? Honestly, you can move pretty slow without it looking weird. Just don't move too slow, like you are in the Matrix. The last concept we're going to talk about is space. This related a lot to the open close body language concept that we spoke about earlier. The more space you take up, the more comfortable and confident you seem. When you are at the desk, spread your belongings. Don't be afraid to have some space between your phone and your notebook. But don't be that guy who takes up 3 feet with his book bag and jacket. When you're sitting, don't be afraid to sit with your legs apart. Drape your arms on the chair next to you if it's empty. Do not be afraid to open up your body. And that's it. If you want to be perceived as more confident, look more attractive, and gain more respect, you just have to keep in mind this concept. Stay away from close body language. Move slower, take up more space, and increase amount the eye contact you make. By making these changes, I can 100% guarantee you will see an improvement in your social interactions, whether it be on a date, during meetings, at parties, or even just hanging out with your friends.